Tired of your Gomar ratting you out to the feds? Sick of your capo sweating you over that missing envelope? Or maybe you just need to sleep through a sit-down like it's a spa day in Sicily. Introducing Gonezo, the only sleeping pill approved by 3 out of 5 mob doctors and 1 very tired consigliere. 1 pill and bam, like you got hit with a blackjack behind Rocco's. But you wake up fresh, no bruises, no wiretaps, and no regrets. Real customer testimony. I took Gonezo before my arraignment. Woke up in Tijuana with a new name and a suitcase full of counterfeit 20s, 5 stars. Gino the Fork Abatacola. Now with our patented forget-about-it formula, Gonezo erases shame, guilt, and 3 to 5 hours of your last regrettable night at the Velvet Lounge. Warning, side effects may include sudden urges to flee the country, thinking you're bulletproof, marrying your Gumar's cousin during a blackout in Atlantic City. Ask your bookie if Gonezo is right for you, or don't. He's probably already on it. Gonezo, sleep like you ain't got priors. Brooklyn Bloodlines Season 2 coming soon. Bambi's twisted tales, the haunted mansion, whispers in the walls. The house ain't empty. They always say it the same way. It's just a house. Nah, it ain't just a house. It's a prison. You walk in and the air's heavy, thick like wet velvet. The wood creaks, not 'cause it's old, but 'cause it's breathing. Paintings watch, chandeliers sway without wind, and shadows move like they're off the clock. A haunted mansion ain't full of ghosts. It is a ghost. The house itself remembers every scream, every bargain, every body dropped under the floorboards. The master's curse. Every mansion's got a master. In this one, he's a son of a bitch too proud to admit he was wrong, too greedy to leave his gold behind. He made a deal, money for love, love for power, power for eternity. The math didn't check out, and now he's rotten in a coffin that won't close. His curse? He ain't alone. All the servants, guests, lovers, enemies, everyone chained to his bullshit, gotta stay too. That's the horror. One man's greed drags 100 souls into limbo. The ghosts don't smile. You ever notice on the ride? The ghosts dance, sing, crack jokes. But listen deeper. The waltz echoes too long. The laughter don't fade. It sharpens. Those friendly spirits? They're stuck in loops. The ballroom dancers twirl forever, their bones grinding under tattered gowns. The hitchhiking ghosts grinning. They're parasites, hitchin' rides 'cause they're starving for new blood. Ain't nothing whimsical about it. These souls ain't living, ain't dying. They're just stuck. The bride in the attic. Then there's her, the bride. White dress, veil, roses black with dust. Her story's simple and brutal. She married for money, carved through husbands like steak, and every one of their heads is still smiling in the attic. She ain't waiting for love. She's waiting for her next victim. You ever see her eyes glow in the dark? That ain't love, kid. That's hunger. The seance that never ends. Madame Leota, The floating head in the crystal ball, she ain't summoning the dead. She's holding 'em hostage. Her chants ain't invitations, they're chains. Every word keeps the spirits tied to the mansion. She's the warden, whispering spells through glass, making sure nobody checks out. And her price? Your attention. You look at her too long, she don't just stare back. She starts counting you. The ride never stops. Guests think they leave when the doom buggy opens up at the exit. Nah, that exit? Just another door. The house don't let go. Those hitchhiking ghosts you laugh at, they follow you home because the curse spreads like mold. Every souvenir mug, every t-shirt with glow-in-the-dark skeletons, that's a sigil. You paid $20 to invite the dead to your couch. The real horror. Why we go back. Here's the kicker. People love the haunted mansion. They line up for hours. They bring their kids, snap pictures, giggle at the ghouls. But why? 'Cause deep down we like our horror wrapped in velvet. We want ghosts with punchlines, death with a soundtrack. We don't want the truth, that the dead don't dance, they scream. That the house don't entertain, it feeds. Every laugh on that ride is another prayer to the dark, another offering to keep the house hungry. The cinematic scene, picture this. Camera pans across a foggy swamp, mansion looming with windows glowing like eyes. Inside, ballroom ghosts twirling, their faces rot, but their feet don't stop. Bride lifting her axe, whispering, "I do," while blood drips invisible on the floor. Leota chanting in Latin, the wallpaper stretching to show the faces inside. Final shot. You staring into a mirror, and behind ya, one of those hitchhikers grinning, already home. Moral of the story. Greed builds mansions, pride fills him. But guilt locks the doors. You can't buy peace with chandeliers and velvet curtains. You can't love with gold in your veins. And you sure as hell can't escape the debts you die with. The haunted mansion teaches this. Every selfish bastard drags a crowd with him into hell. Don't be the reason someone else can't rest. This has been Bambi's Twisted Tales. And remember, this ain't just a channel, it's the Pizzaverse. We don't clap for dancing skeletons. We tear the curtains down and show you the coffins nailed into the walls. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell before your next family vacation ends with the house adding your name to its guest list.
Special Dovato Blue just for Tony Pizza.
Tony Pizza nervous laugh.
Tony Pizza 100% defeated.
Bambi's Twisted Tales, Atlantis, the graveyard of greed. The hook. We start with Milo Thatch, the schmuck academic. He's got maps, journals, and a dream no one believes in. He ain't Indiana Jones, he's the nerd no one invites to poker night. But he's got something no one else does. Blind fucking faith. And let me tell you, in this world, faith ain't holy. It's dangerous. He gets picked up by Preston Whitmore, an old money ghoul who bankrolls expeditions the way mobsters bankroll horse races. Go find me Atlantis, kid. Translation: make me richer than Croesus or drown Tryon. The crew of cutthroats Milo joins a team, right? A cook, a mechanic, a demolitions nut, a doctor. On the surface, quirky misfits. In reality, they're a crew, like a bunch of wise guys on a score. Everybody's got a skill, everybody's got a tell. But here's the kicker. They ain't doing it for discovery. They're doing it for a payday. And when you mix greed with loyalty contracts, someone's getting clipped. Commander Rourke, the wolf in uniform. Then there's Rourke, The cigar-chomping, square-jawed bastard who looks like a leader but smells like a loan shark. He ain't there to find Atlantis. He's there to take it. The man's a fucking vulture in pressed khakis. Every smile's a setup. Every handshake's got brass knuckles hiding behind it. And Helga, his femme fatale sidekick. She's his right hand, and she's sharper than a blade hid in a garter belt. The kingdom below. They find it, Atlantis. But it ain't ruins. It's alive, still breathing, still humming, still glowing with that big-ass crystal heart. The Atlanteans ain't dead. They're survivors. A whole society hiding under the waves, clinging to scraps of power. And that's the tragedy. A civilization with the cure for everything. Disease, hunger, death. And what's the first thing the surface crew thinks? How much can we sell it for? The shakedown. Here's the real horror. Rourke don't want to study Atlantis. He wants to rob it. Rip the crystal out, sell it like a mobster peddling dope. He don't see people, he sees profit margins. That's every empire in a nutshell. Dress it up in exploration, call it destiny, but underneath it's just a smash and grab. The crew splits, half with Milo, half with Rourke. That's how it always goes. Principals on one side, envelopes of cash on the other. And let me tell you, cash usually wins until the bullets start flying. The crystal, blood in the light. The Atlantean crystal. It ain't just a power source. It's a soul jar. It holds their ancestors, their history, their fucking lives. Ripping it out is like yanking the heart out of a body while it's still beating. And Rourke? He does it without blinking. That's greed for you. He dies, sure, but not before showing the truth. People will carve up the world itself if it means getting their taste. The price of survival. In the end, Milo stays behind with Atlantis. He's the new caretaker, the outsider who gets it. Cute. But think about it. He only stays because the rest of the world can't be trusted. Atlantis don't rise, it hides deeper. That's the lesson. They didn't survive all these centuries by sharing. They survived by disappearing. The cinematic horror reel. Picture this like a movie. Cupcake, submarines sinking in fire, iron twisting like screams underwater. Atlanteans facing soldiers with greed in their eyes, spears against rifles. Rourke turning crystallized, his body cracking into shards, like greed finally devoured him from the inside. Final shot. Milo in the throne room, statues of past kings watching, crystal light flickering like a funeral candle. He ain't smiling. He knows he ain't saved nothing. He's just delaying the inevitable. Moral of the story. Atlantis teaches you this. Treasure ain't always something you can pocket. Sometimes it's history, sometimes it's culture, sometimes it's a people's fucking soul. And if all you see is dollar signs, then congratulations, you're the villain in someone else's story. Greed don't just kill people, it kills civilizations. This has been Bambi's Twisted Tales. And remember, this ain't just a channel, it's the Pizzaverse. We don't hand you pretty postcards of lost cities. We drag you down to the ruins, show you the bones, and let you hear the water still bubbling over him. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell before you find yourself drowning in someone else's get-rich-quick scheme. Hey, yous think fairy tales are cute? Princesses, castles, singing fucking mice? Forget about it. That's the bedtime bullshit they feed you so you don't ask questions. Here, in Bambi's Twisted Tales, we rip the skin off the storybook and show you the bones still screaming. You want Cinderella? Yeah, she ain't going to no ball, sweetheart. She's scrubbing blood out of the tiles 'cause those stepsisters cut their feet off to fit the shoe. You like Toy Story? Guess what? Those dolls don't love ya. They own ya. They whisper at night, planning mutiny from the toy chest. Every tale you thought was sweet, we turn it into a fucking crime scene. Gothic, bloody, dripping with rot. And the best part? I tell it straight. No sugar, no singing bluebirds, just grit, shadows, and a wise guy letting you know the moral. Life don't end like a Disney movie. It ends with a fucking bill. So smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the goddamn bell before your childhood eats you alive. This ain't just YouTube, it's the Pizzaverse. And here's the motto, capisce? We don't just tell fairy tales, we whack 'em. Bambi's twisted tales, Raya, the shattered kingdom. Bambi's twisted tales, Raya, the shattered kingdom, the world already dead. Kumandra. Pretty name, huh? Means paradise or some shit like that. But when we open the story, paradise is dust. 5 lands, 5 tribes, and they all want the same toy, the dragon gem. Supposed to bring peace, light, magic. But you give humans one shiny rock, and they don't see peace, they see ownership. The gem don't unite, it divides. And when it breaks, that's not tragedy, that's justice. The stone plague, greed's tax collector. Enter the Droon, clouds of shadow that turn people into stone. Not demons, not curses, manifestations of greed. You break trust, you break the world, and the world bites back. The Droon don't kill, they calcify. That's worse. You're alive in there, screaming behind your own eyes while moss crawls over your face. A stone garden of betrayals. Raya, the last fool. Standing Raya's the daughter of a dreamer. Chief Benja, the schmuck who believed people could share a table without stabbing each other with the cutlery. She grows up smart, tough, carrying a sword that folds like her trust, quick to open, quicker to snap shut. Raya's whole life is trying to fix what adults fucked up, running on empty hope and bitter vengeance. That ain't a hero's journey, it's a survival manual. Sisu, the dragon that ain't no savior. Then we got Sisu, the so-called last dragon. You expect majesty, thunder, scales like jewels. Instead, a clumsy, goofy noodle with the optimism of a drunk puppy. But that's the trick. Sisu's innocence ain't comedy. It's contrast. She's the one voice still insisting that trust works, that forgiveness ain't suicide. She ain't a savior. She's the world's last conscience, and she's dying in your arms while you laugh at her clumsy jokes. Namari, the Judas with pretty eyes. Raya's frenemy, Namari. Slick, sharp, torn between loyalty to her mother and a weird obsession with Raya. That looks a lot like love twisted into rivalry. She betrays Raya, shatters what's left of trust, and spends the rest of the story pretending she's not a fucking Judas. But look deeper. She ain't evil. She's human. And humans, they'll burn the world down if they think their tribe gets a bigger slice of the ashes. The road trip of the damned Raya builds a crew, a con baby thief, a one-eyed warrior, a boat kid orphan. Disney sells it as quirky fun. The truth? It's a traveling circus of grief. Every one of 'em's a survivor of betrayal. The baby lost her family. The warrior lost his tribe. The kid lost his parents. They're united by vacancy, holes where love used to be. That ain't comic relief. That's a refugee caravan with jokes taped to the windows. The endgame, the leap of faith. It all boils down to one question. Do you trust the people who already stabbed you once? The world says no. History says no. Every instinct says no. But Raya? She throws the gem pieces down and makes herself vulnerable. And guess what? It works. Namari picks him up, makes the right call, saves the day. But don't clap yet. This ain't hope, it's a gamble. A 1 in a million bet where the dice finally land on mercy instead of blood. The dragon's price. The gem gets restored, the Droon vanish, and the statues breathe again. Happy ending? Not so fast. Think about it. The Droon don't disappear 'cause they're beaten. They disappear 'cause humans behaved for 1 second. They're not gone. They're waiting. The second trust cracks again. They'll be back, hungrier than ever. Peace ain't a gift, it's parole. Break the terms and the guards drag you back to stone. Moral of the story, trust is the most dangerous weapon. It can save you or it can slit your throat. Unity ain't about faith, it's about risk. Sometimes you gotta bet your whole life on the person holding the knife, hoping they don't use it. And sometimes they'll prove you right, but don't ever forget, betrayal only needs one heartbeat to end the world. This has been Bambi's Twisted Tales. And remember, this ain't just a channel, it's the Pizzaverse. We don't hand you glowing gems and happy endings. We smash the rock, show you the cracks, and let you hear the voices still screaming inside the stone. Smash that like, hit subscribe, and ring the bell before your trust turns you into a fucking statue. Thanks for watching.